Hello, this is Berzinsky for Beardbrand Alliance, and I'm here in the kitchen, and I'm accepting the challenge from Carlos to cook 8 vegetarian meals this month. Stay tuned. So I am in the kitchen, and not in my bathroom, and not in the studio, or not in my living room, thanks to Carlos Costa, and I'm cooking. Now, that's a strange thought if you know me, only because I really don't cook much anymore. And so I don't know if the real challenge is that I need to make 8 vegetarian meals, or the fact is I'm just cooking. So whatever the case, I am here, I'm accepting the challenge to cook 8 vegetarian meals this month. The reason I think Carlos threw down this challenge to me is that he knows that I like to eat meat, chicken, fish, the whole gamut. One of the reasons is for protein. So anyhow, accepting this challenge, what I want to do this month is actually cook 8 vegetarian items that actually are pretty high in protein. What I mean by high protein is if you take what you would normally get in the form of chicken, fish, or beef, you might get 40 grams of protein. The FDA suggests that you eat 50 grams of protein a day. Most health people suggest that you eat at least 100 grams of protein a day. And if you're really trying to gain muscle mass or keep muscle mass, they actually suggest that you eat 1 gram of protein for every pound. So I'm a 195 pound guy, suggesting that I should eat about 195 grams of protein. So I went online and I looked at different sources to find high protein vegetarian recipes. A lot of these came from bodybuilding.com and also some just general recipe sites that are in conjunction with magazines in America. So recipe number 1 is a pasta dish. Pasta does not have a high amount of protein. What makes pasta a really good source of protein when it is made plant-based. So in this case, we're having a lentil pasta, which is very high in protein. Per serving, 23 grams of protein. So half of the protein from the first meal is coming from the pasta itself, and it's supplemented with low-fat Parmesan, low-fat ricotta cheese, and then oil and some seasonings, and that's basically it. So let me get started. I'll make that pasta, and I'll show you what it looks like in a moment. This is meal number 1. As I said, this is a very easy recipe. I've already boiled water, and we're just going to make, this is, as I said before, this is penne pasta, shape of a noodle, and this is actually plant-based, so this is green lentil. Actually, green lentil. What I've already done is have a cup of Parmesan, and we have 2 cups of ricotta cheese. Low fat was the recipe. There's only 20 calorie differences between low fat and regular ricotta, so I got the whole milk ricotta. We're gonna have salt and pepper. We have basil, we have lemon, we're gonna have olive oil, and that's it. Pretty simple. Basically combining the ingredients, which were the Parmesan. We're just actually warming this before we put it over the pasta. I have the zest of a lemon, and we're going to put in lemon juice. And we're putting in basil. To tell you, this is the first time I've actually had lentil pasta. It's actually gluten-free, so if you are sensitive to gluten, plant-based pasta is a good alternative. Adding ricotta. That looks like a lot of ricotta. So basically, it's like an Alfredo. Alfredo is a cream-based sauce. This is a... Yes, I just caught a pot holder on fire. Oh, Lord. Heaven help us. So there we have a pasta dish with 43 grams of protein. My first vegetarian meal on the Carlos challenge to make 8 vegetarian meals this month. So here we go. It tastes like pasta with a Parmesan cream sauce. There's a lot of lemon juice in this, so there's a lemon taste and also the basil. It's actually fine. I think for me, I would put more salt and pepper, which I think I'll do. But otherwise, I think I could eat this. Hello, here we are with vegetarian meal number 3 on the Carlos Costas challenge. And we are here actually at the grill. I'm gonna grill some vegetarian burgers. And I actually purchased vegetarian burgers. They are actually pea protein and some other stuff. And actually, I think there's a lot of stuff in there that I question organic. But vegetarian. Of course, the protein is coming from the burger. Each burger has 23 grams of protein, which is actually pretty good. We're adding cheddar cheese, which will add a lot more protein. And then a Greek salad, where we will have Greek olives along with feta cheese. So the whole meal should have close to 40 grams of protein, which is actually pretty good. So these are, pretty easy to grill. Obviously, most stuff is easy to grill. Guys take credit for manning the grill. I don't know how much work is here. I guess the work is stopping it while it's still rare if you're eating meat. With the vegetarian, I'm assuming I'm cooking this through the most way. I don't think there's any benefit for having it rare. They say 4 minutes per side, and so we're cooking one side, and as you can see here, cooking on the grill. Oh, the smell of pea protein. Adding some cheddar cheese, we're going to let it cook for 4 more minutes. So here we are with meal number 2. As I said before, it is a vegetarian burger with a Greek salad. I'm putting lettuce and tomato on my burger, probably put ketchup on it, and having a salad. Starch is coming obviously from a whole wheat bun. I tend to eat a lot of whole wheat as opposed to white flour, which is just better for digestion. And I'm going to top it off with a glass of milk. Drink 1% milk. Usually, sometimes at dinner. I used to always drink milk at dinner. I've been cutting back a little bit, but I drink milk probably to the tune of at least 2 glasses a day, if not 3. And so here's what we have for meal number 2. Let's see what this thing tastes like. Actually, honestly, first vegetarian burger. It kind of tastes like beef. Obviously not really. We actually eat a beef that's coming straight from my sister's farm. My sister is a gentlewoman farmer, and we get beef and pork from a farm, so it's incredibly good. And so this doesn't taste like that, but it actually doesn't taste all that bad. So here we are with meal number 3, another pasta dish. I didn't say that this was going to be difficult in some cases, because actually we bought homemade pasta from the store. It was fresh pasta in the form of ravioli. 3 different types. We have spinach ravioli, we have a cheese ravioli, and I think a red pepper ravioli. I'm going to have that with the red sauce and edamame. So we're getting protein in the form of the cheese and the ravioli, and lots of protein from the edamame. And so, here, take a look. Meal number 3. 3 different colorful types of pasta and a red sauce. Pretty basic, pretty easy way to make a dinner. And as I said before, we want this to be easy. We actually come home from work. My wife and I work together. And we don't usually like to spend a lot of time cooking, So something that we can make in 10 minutes is great, and a lot of times it might be a pasta dish if we're not grilling meat, fish, or chicken. So here we are, pasta, meal number 3. So here we are with vegetarian meal number 4. As I said before, I'm glad this isn't vegan and that the challenge is only vegetarian, which makes it a lot easier. We'll be having quiche today. It is Sunday, and Sunday brunch usually means eggs in the Berzinsky household, whether they be scrambled or in the form of a quiche. So we're making a quiche. Per serving, there's about 15 grams of protein in a cheese quiche. I'll probably be having 2 slices, bringing it to 30. And we'll pair that with a salad or some kind of vegetable. But I'll show you what we're doing here. Taking a prepared pie crust. There would have been a day, maybe in the past, when I made my own pie crust. Not that difficult, but some things become so much easier in life because of automation. Yielding the perfect pie crust edge. So for quiche, we need eggs, of course, and we have mushrooms. We have Gruyere cheese, using heavy cream, and sauteing some mushrooms right now. This is not low fat. Protein will probably be about 15 grams per slice. I'll probably have 2 grams. I have eggs and this amount of cheese all at once, maybe once a week. Put 4 eggs, heavy cream. Like I said, nothing low fat about this. Pretty simple. We're going to throw in the cheese, about a cup of cheese, and then we will throw in the mushrooms. So we've combined our ingredients. We have the eggs, the cream, the Gruyere, the sauteed mushrooms, cut in some chives from our garden. We have salt and pepper, and we are just going to whisk that, all of that creamy goodness here. Normally you would put onions in a quiche. I'm using the chives from the garden as a little bit of flavor in there, and we are just going to pour that into the shell. This will thicken up and rise a bit. I think I might have needed maybe another egg or a little more cream. What does camera woman Mary think?
I'd add a little more cream.
We're going to add a little more cream, and we're going to do that right now. So we added a little more cream to that and put in some more mushrooms on the top. The ones on top will actually get browned by cooking in the oven. I will actually cover the top of the crust so it doesn't burn while it's in the oven. But we're going to put that in the oven for about 30 minutes. And we will then let it cool for probably at least 30 minutes. Like I said before, quiche is a good thing to make in advance. You can warm it up just in a 200-degree oven afterwards. And you don't have to re-cook it or make it scalding hot for a reheat. Let's put that in the oven, and we'll show you the finished product when we come back. So here we are with meal number 4, vegetarian meal number 4, quiche. It is Gruyere mushroom, a little bit of chive with a big green leafy salad. Estimating that we have about, let's say, 15, 18 grams of protein in a slice. Probably having 2 slices, and so we're going to be up there at around 32, 36 grams of protein. Not hitting where I want to be, but yeah, it'll be fine. Have a glass of milk, get another 9 grams of protein from that. Anyhow, bon appetit, and we'll move on to meal number 5. So this is sauteed wheat meat, and we have peppers, onions, and chili seasoning, and that is softening the vegetables. And then we're going to add to this tomatoes, tomato paste, tomato sauce, and chili, beans. Put that in the crock pot, let it go, and there we go. So here we are with, I don't know what meal it is. endless cooking. Anyhow, vegetarian chili, you can see, hot, sliding hot. So actually a fair amount of protein in this, actually on a bed of rice, and I'm going to top it with some sharp cheddar cheese, melting it up. Usually I would put sour cream on top and some cilantro, but we're all out. Because of the wheat meat and the cheese, a little bit trace of protein in the rice, plus the beans, we're probably packing upper 20s, 30, maybe 32, depending on the serving size. So probably 32 grams of protein, pretty good. Glass of milk, over 10. So let's give this a taste. Hot. The wheat meat basically tastes like a meat. I wouldn't call it any particular flavor. Notice that the flavor is slightly off. I normally have a beef-based chili, which actually contributes to the flavor. But overall, tastes like chili. So, vegetarian chili, give it a thumbs up. So here we are with meal number 6 in the vegetarian challenge for the month. And we're going for a pesto pasta and taking the recipe from the Silver Palette Cookbook, which has been a go-to in our house for the past 27 years. The pesto is pretty simple. It is some kind of nut, usually pine nuts or walnuts. We're using walnuts. And basil, we're taking basil from the garden. And Parmesan cheese, olive oil, garlic, salt and pepper. Pretty simple. The pesto has about 15 grams of protein per standard size serving. We're going to boost that by using another variation of a plant-based pasta. In this case, this is green lentil, which has anywhere between 13 and 25 grams of protein per serving, depending on how much you eat. In my case, I'm probably eating closer to 20 or 25 grams of protein. So the whole meal itself is close to 40 grams of protein, 35 to 40. So it's actually a pretty good protein packed meal. Have to watch the fat because of the olive oil, but for this one meal, I'm going for it. Pesto is pretty easy. You're going to take your basil leaves, put them in the food processor. This is 2 cups of basil. And you're going to take your walnuts, not the cheese, just yet. We're taking some garlic. I'm not a big garlic guy. I love the flavor of garlic, but garlic on me is one of those foods that actually lives with me for days, and I actually am very sensitive to the garlic, and other people too. So I tend not to eat a lot of garlic, even though I like the flavor. And then we are going to process this. So that was the basil and the nuts. We're adding olive oil, drizzling it in slowly.
Just turn it.
There we go. This is my sous chef. Beautiful green color from the basil. My cat's over here licking his lips. You could actually see him. He's one step away from jumping on the counter. And as I said, pretty simple. Then you just actually fold in the cheese. And a random nut. Someone's going to get a surprise when they get that. Pesto, pretty simple. Anyone can make it. And as I said before, packed with a fair amount of protein. And if you watch the serving size, you can control the amount of fat. Pesto is great to reheat for lunch, and pesto is great also on bread, and so, or even used as a dip. So, highly recommend pesto. Here we are with vegetarian meal number 7. Not quite a meal, but we're going to make guacamole, which is obviously vegetables. Everyone should know how to make guacamole. Pretty easy. We have avocado, we have tomato cut up, we have purple onion, We have cilantro, we'll have salt, pepper, lemon juice. Lemon juice actually prevents the avocado from browning. We'll add a little garlic, and that's it. So we mashed up the avocado. We are going to add, as I said before, cilantro, tomatoes, and red onion. There's a bazillion different guacamole recipes. Some people like garlic, some people don't like cilantro. And you can put anything you want in guacamole. Just gonna put a little garlic. And we are going to put some lemon juice in. And we're mashing this up a little bit. This looks a little heavy on tomato, so we'll probably put another avocado in here. Guacamole. So let's give it a try. Some tortilla chips, obviously corn-based, and we have our guacamole. So nothing too surprising here. When you have guacamole, you should probably get very ripe avocados because you're going to mash them up anyhow. Obviously, you don't want them brown, but they can be as ripe as possible. You don't want hard avocado. That's good. Extra people, it's okay. You can pay for extra guacamole. Always worth it. Here we are, vegetarian meal number 8. Tonight I'm making chickpea burgers. You can make a bean burger. You can make burgers with a lot of different protein, beans and peas and things like that are substitutes for normally what you put in terms of beef or venison. So I'll show you the ingredients of what's going into this. The ingredients look pretty good, and this each burger has about 20 grams of protein. So actually pretty good, and I'm going to complement that with wild rice. So I'll show you those ingredients. There's a lot of stuff in this. It's chickpeas, wild rice. I am sweating sunflower seeds, toasting actually, and walnut seeds, flax seed. There's instant oat, a little bit of garlic, a bell pepper, a shredded carrot, Greek yogurt, Dijon mustard, and barbecue sauce, which I'm going to leave out because I don't care for barbecue sauce, and salt and pepper. So you actually mash up the chickpeas and the wild rice, love wild rice, and put this together and then mix everything else in and then form it into patties. So let's do that, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. So I put all the ingredients together, mashed it all up, folded it all in, and then I panned them in a skillet for about 5 minutes on each side. And voila, we are having, this is a chickpea burger, wild rice. So I made enough wild rice to put in the chickpea burger, made it to the side, and we're having some leftover guacamole, which this actually looks pretty vegan. So let's give it a try. Don't know what it's supposed to taste like, but it doesn't taste bad. Obviously, it doesn't taste like beef, like the beef burger I had earlier, but it's pretty good. Honestly, a lot of work. That's what I think I like about not cooking, or yeah, I like that about not cooking. But when you can just put a burger on the grill and be done with it. So a lot of prep time, a lot of ingredients to make. So I'm poo-pooing cooking. It takes a lot of time. Props off to the people who do. I'm a good cook, don't get me wrong. I can cook. People tell me I cook well. Something I'm not enjoying as much, but I actually am enjoying this chickpea burger. It's actually pretty good. Actually with a little guacamole and a little bit of rice. I think it's okay. So that's it. That was 8 vegetarian meals cooked by Chef Greg Berzinsky. Accepted the challenge from Carlos to do that. Thank you, Carlos. I've been actually ragging on him saying, oh, like, why did you make me do this? But it's actually good. I actually have come to appreciate the amount of time that my wife spends prepping meals for me. So that's a good thing. And it's actually just a benefit of doing this challenge. Not so much that I learned how to cook or made some vegetarian meals or ate differently, which is all great. I mean, maybe slightly healthier, a little less saturated fat from not eating meat those 8 times. But also I just came to the, an appreciation for the amount of time that anyone who cooks spends in prep time, in just grocery shopping and just organization, as well as cleanup. There's just more stuff to do when you're actually actively cooking. So once again, props off to our chefs out there. If you want to try any of these recipes, I think you can find a lot of them on bodybuilding.com if you search vegetarian. And any good cookbook, from The Joy of Cooking to like a Martha Stewart cookbook, has a lot of vegetarian recipes, so you can check them out there. So until we meet again.
Stop. Before you watch the next video, let me tell you, you are worth it. And what do I mean by that? I mean that you deserve to invest in yourself. You deserve to pamper yourself. You deserve to take care of your skin, your hair, your beard, and Beardbrand has your back with products, not just for your hair, your beard, and your skin, but also for your mind.